Cancer is such an epidemic in our society that many people loathe to mention its name. Imagine being a caregiver of a cancer patient. It drains you psychologically, emotionally, financially, and at times physically. In today's story, our guest takes us through a journey as a caregiver of a cancer patient. This is My Thought of Life, and I am your host, Diane Odiamo.
That day, I was the one who took her from the airport. I didn't know what to expect. She was very dark, without hair. She could not walk. This is somebody who went to India walking.
Yeah.
Very happy, very jovial. Okay, so basically, Beatrice Adhiambo Mayenga was my mom. She was a single parent. So growing up, it's just been me, her, and my brother. We had an interesting childhood growing up, that is. She was very, very, very strict, a disciplinarian.
The typical African mom.
Exactly. She loved reading, she loved writing, music. She was a good dancer. Yeah, and I think part of me or us growing up, I took a lot from her. That is the reading part, the writing part, but not the dancing. That one,
the brother.
The dancing is my brother, definitely, yeah. So she was just an amazing woman. I think she was the best mom.
And how was the journey? How did you realize that she was sick?
She fell down in 2015. She was mopping the house, then she fell down. And we ignored it. You know, unajua mtu anapiga dasta ameanguka, then you ignore. Then after a while, she started having back problems. She went for physio. She was directed to go for physio. It didn't work. And then she used to walk, she falls down, she walks, she falls down. Then one of the doctors advised her to go for a scan.
Yeah.
Then when she went for the scan, they did the scan, she went back home. Then the day of the results, I was the one who went to pick the results. And then I was very curious. And then I opened the envelope. I was like, what is inside? Because it was written confidential.
Yeah.
So I opened the envelope. They wrote some stuff there I could not understand. Then Google being our best friend, I decided to Google. Then that's when I saw that they wrote there that she had cancer.
So the doctor just gave you the envelope without explaining anything to you?
She told me, take this to your mom. And then I asked the doctor, it was in West Kenya, I asked the doctor, what is the result? Then she told me it's some sort of cancer, but I think I'll explain better if your mom comes here, if you come with her. Then I was very curious. I was like, cancer? Why? A fall? How can a fall just result to cancer? Then taking the results to her back home, I remember I was on top of a motorbike. Then I decided to Google. That's when I realized that she had cancer. And then it was cancer of the spinal cord.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think the fall affected, I don't know, it was just a crazy.
Just elevated the disease.
Yes.
So what was the stage that she was in?
Stage 4.
Stage 4?
Yeah.
Wow.
So in fact, I think we were also lucky, because we were wandering from stage 1 to stage 4. Why didn't we realize this thing earlier?
Yeah. I think cancer tends to hide in the body, so it's not easy to realize until it has gone to the.
And I think the trigger was the fall.
Oh yeah.
If she didn't have that fall, we could not have known. Maybe it could have resulted to something else.
And how did you feel at that situation when you realized that she had cancer?
I cried. Honestly, I cried from mega city. I remember that time I was working at Swan Center,
Yeah.
and I could not go home at that stage. I could not go home,
Yeah,
honestly.
you didn't want her to see you like
Yes,
that.
so I just went. I cried all the way from mega city to Swan Center. Then she called me. Then she asked me, "Did you pick my results?" I told her, "Yes, I picked the results, but I'll bring them in the evening." Then she was like, "What did the doctor say?" I told her I didn't understand what the doctor wrote, but auntie will explain. By then we were staying with my aunt. She's a nurse, but auntie will explain. Then she asked me, "Are you okay?" Kambia, "Yes, mom, I'm okay." I know you.
was
Are you
sensing,
really,
yeah.
really okay? Kambia, "Yes, I'm okay." Then she said, "It's okay. Let us meet in the evening."
How did you break the news to her in the evening?
I didn't tell her. I just took the envelope, I gave to my aunt, and I just whispered to my aunt, the results is crazy. So you just see how you talk to her.
She couldn't see it in your faces,
My mom knows me better than anybody else. She
so
knows
she
me.
realized something was
Yeah,
amiss.
she realized something was wrong, but I just told her, "Ni stress to your cousin." Then by then I had some stressful moments at work. Then she was like, "Okay, that is fine. You prepare dinner. And let me talk to auntie." Then I just went to the kitchen and I left them talking.
So what was the process like after realizing she had cancer? How did you go from there? The treatment process?
At first, it was very complicated. Like, how do we start? Because in June, the same year, 2015 June, we lost our grandfather. Now the dad,
To cancer also?
to cancer also.
Wow.
Then in August, the same year, we lost our grandmother. Then in November, you find out that your mom has cancer.
So it's like it's in the family. Was it your grandparents from your mom's side?
Yeah, from my mom's side.
Okay.
So I was like, this is too much. Within a span of around 6 months, it was very crazy.
Yeah.
Then when they found that it was stage 4, we went back to the doctor for review, that is. Then they did another test. Then that's when they found out, actually it was a retest. They found that it was at stage 4. Then the only option was either to go to Kenyatta for chemo and radio and all that, or to travel to India. Then we started looking for the process of maybe going to Kenyatta, having a booking was like 2 years later.
Yeah.
Then we
So from
found-
that time when they have been diagnosed, you have to wait for 2 years for you to start
maybe the cancer centers in Kenyatta were fully booked.
yeah.
So we needed a quicker process since it was at stage 4. And then luckily we were referred to another physician, and we were told that mom could go to India, but through NHIF.
Yeah.
So which was luck was on our side.
Yes.
It was very
NHIF covered
yeah.
that.
She was a civil servant, so it was okay for her. So that November we did things in haste, very much faster. Then I think it was around December or early December.
Yeah.
She went to India. Yeah, for her first treatment.
She went alone or
She went with my aunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the treatment process for her, and what were some of the challenges that you
I remember
through?
the first time she went to India,
Yeah.
and she was treated. Then the doctor was like, this thing is stage 4. We are giving you 6 months to live.
What?
Just like that, plain like that. We are
You just
giving
told
you,
her directly.
yeah. We are giving you 6 months to live. Then I remember that day when my mom got that result, she called me. And then she told me, Sarah, my daughter, Nyangia, she calls me Nyangia. Nyangia, things are very complicated here. I have like around 6 months to live.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Like 6 months to live, kwani they can't do anything to you. No, that is what the doctor has told me. Then I told her, Mom, that is the result of the doctor. Just let's wait and see what God has in store for you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can live longer, maybe they can beat it, maybe they can even try.
Yeah, because miracles happen.
Yes, because miracles happen. So she went for 6 months, then she came back. It was just an assessment.
Yeah.
Then she came back. Then again she went back for around another 6 months. Now that's when they started the chemotherapy and radiation. Yeah.
So she was going to India, coming back.
Yeah,
and
she
then
was going to
back.
India, coming back, going to India, coming back. I think she went around 3-4 times. Yeah.
Were there any improvements, or it was just deteriorating?
Personally, I think at first, before the chemo, that is,
Yeah.
there was a slight improvement. Even before she came back, she was very jovial. She was happy. You could talk to her on phone, and she was very, very much happy. Then she came back, and then that's when they told her the next time you're going, now we start the chemo, because now the cancer cells were moving very fast. Then that's when she was told that she'll start the chemo and the radiation. So when she went back, they put her on chemo. When she came back, she completely changed. Completely.
After the chemo?
Yeah, after the chemo, she changed from this light skin. She was light skin,
Yeah.
with long hair on her back, with very happy. She came back with very dark, without hair, and very,
She
very
shaved,
weak.
all the hair fell off?
Yeah, everything
fell off.
fell off. Yeah.
Wow.
Then she came back. That day,
It's okay.
I remember that day I was the one who took her from the airport. I didn't know what to expect. When I saw her being wheeled,
Yeah.
she could not walk. She got paralyzed from waist down. She was very dark,
This
without
was,
hair.
Results of the chemo.
Yeah.
You're doing this.
Yeah,
The side effects.
yeah. She was very dark, without hair. She could not walk. This is somebody who went to India walking,
Yeah.
very happy, very jovial. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't imagine that was my mother. It was crazy.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you have like a support system from your friends or relatives?
Yeah, I have a huge support system from my relative. That is the brothers and the sisters. They're amazing people.
You are the sole caregiver of your
Yes,
mom.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And as the sole caregiver, how did this affect your life in terms of your job, your relationship? As you said, you had a job.
Yeah,
Did
I had
this
a job.
change anything like in your life, your personal life?
I think personally, I just wanted her to live. I just wanted her to be strong. I didn't want her to see how weak I was. How at some point I used to break very, very bad. I had a job. I would go in the morning, come back in the evening, but at least there was somebody who could take care of her during the day.
Yeah.
Then at night, I take over. When I leave in the morning for work, I make sure that she's bathed, because she couldn't do anything for herself. She was completely, totally bedridden. I could do everything for her. I nurse her. I leave her with everything in the house, food, medicine. I make sure I've given her medicine during lunch hour. When she has medicine during the lunch hour, I take my motorbike from work. I come and give her, then I go back to work. But my life basically revolved around my mom and my job, strictly. I remember that time I was in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
Then he just bailed out.
Wow.
That
That's
maybe
so
I think he just told me at that point of your life you are in right now,
It's a
you're
difficult
full of a lot of burdens. I really don't want to. I don't want you to add me more burdens that you have, because he was my support system.
Yeah.
I used to talk to him and all that, but I think it reached a point in his life that he got very
You
tired.
got tired of listening to your problems every day.
And then he just walked out. So my life just revolved around my mother and my work fully. Yeah.
And did you face any type of stigma during this whole process of taking care of your mom and the treatments? Did you face any type of stigma?
Not really. Apart from him and all those things he told me, I really don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
Not really. Because like I said, I had a great support system from my relatives. They will call daily, they will visit, they will talk to her, they will know how he's doing. At times they will come to from Nairobi. The whole brothers and sisters, they just come and see her. And I think it really kept us motivated. Yeah.
And what kept you going through the whole process? What was your source of strength during this whole process?
Because, you know, taking care of a sick person, you really need to be strong.
Yeah.
Like I remember when there's a day I went to Russia. She used to be in so much pain that she used to cry. So there's a day I was advised I go to Russia, to the cancer center, that I go and pick morphine for her. It's a very strong painkiller. Yeah. So one of the nurses there told me, as much as you're taking care of your mother, you really need to be strong. If you want to cry, don't cry in front of her. If you want to break, don't do it in front of her. You just need to be strong in front of her. She doesn't need to see that she's sort of a burden.
Yeah.
So for me, she was my source of strength. Everything just revolved around her. And I remember during that time, I couldn't even go to church. I lost touch with a lot of things, with church, with friends. I stopped praying. I was like, now, this is not the kind of life that my mom is supposed to be. This is somebody, I wanted her to walk me down the aisle. Yeah. This is somebody who has struggled with her single-handedly. Well, so when I just got my job, she got sick. This is somebody I wanted maybe to build a house for her, to give her back what he gave to us. Yeah. Then all of a sudden he gets sick when I'm just starting my work and all that.
Your faith was tested.
My faith was tested so much.
As the sole caregiver, what is the biggest lesson you've learned from this whole process of cancer? What is that one thing that you came with as a lesson?
Cancer is crazy. Okay, not really cancer, but any sickness is crazy. And you know, taking care of a sick person who is this week you are just at home, you are okay. The next week you are being called, sasa Sara poa, madha kwa mgonjwa tunampeleka hosi. You are like, but I just left her in the morning, she was just okay. Yeah. The most important lesson I've learned is strength. You really need to be strong in everything that you do. Yeah. And as much as you can lose your faith, you can lose your touch with the people, you need God. At the end of the day, you really need to pray a lot. Yeah, because
cancer can take you from 0 to 100.
Yes.
Yeah, because I also had an uncle of mine who was just okay. But then all of a sudden, it's just like you see him today, is okay. The next day you see him, he had liver cancer. The next day you see him, it's like, oh my God. Yeah. It's a reality.
Yeah, this someone used to wake up crying, literally crying. You know, it reached a point when now, the last stages before she died, she was in so much pain. It reached a point I just used to pray to God. I told God, if this is the pain, the kind of pain my mom is feeling, then just take her.
And the worst part is, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes. And then the last week, I think the last week before she died, I remember there's another doctor who was the oncologist who was taking care of her. Just called me on the side and told me, Sara, mali mamako amefika. Just prepare for anything. Because the way I'm seeing her, it's like now the systems are slowly shutting down. So you just really need to be prepared for anything. Yeah, because you know, being admitted on a weekly basis for her, it was also very strenuous. Because if you are admitted, it means pumping in drugs. When you're admitted, it means pumping in drugs. And then sometimes those drugs don't work. Yeah, so it was, I used to pray anyway. It reached a point I just told God, if this is what pain is doing to my mother, crying like a baby, then please just take her. Yeah.
And through the whole process, when you're going for treatment at the cancer center, would you say you were being given counseling, or you're just taking her and they just give you the drugs, or they take you through the treatment? Was there any sort of counseling offered to the caregiver?
Personally, no. I think from the moment my mom started getting sick of cancer to now, I've never ever done any counseling. And you know, me being the introvert type,
you keep things to yourself.
I just keep things to myself. I rarely talk about it. I rarely talk about stuff. And I think since mom died, this is the second time I'm talking about her. Yeah. There's a time I also talked about her. It was in the newspaper. This is the second time I'm talking about her. Yeah. So I never got any counseling type. But I think also the support system I received from a relative was also a boost for me.
It kept you going.
Yeah, because once in a while they call, how are you? How is mom? How are you coping? For me, that is also therapy. Yeah. But going to the hospital for counseling and all that, no, I didn't do that.
And as we wind up, what is the best memory you have of your mom?
Wow, a lot. I have a lot. I have so much. I just sometimes I dream about her. There's a day I dreamt about her. I think I was very, very stressed. And then that day, I dreamt about her. I don't know where she was. And she called me, Sarah. And I said, yes, mom, come. And then I went. I can't remember where she was. She was with both my grandparents, the late, and an uncle of mine who had died. Then wherever they were, I went there. We sat, we talked, we laughed. And then she was like, now you are okay, you can go back. I was like, yes, I'm okay, now I can go back. Then I don't know where I came from. I just woke up. And I think after that, I felt better. So one of the most important things I miss about her is just how she used to be fun over anything. She used to be funny. When we're stressed, she would just call you and tell you, come, we sit here, have a book here, let us read, or maybe we could just talk, we share. And I just miss her smile, her laughter. I just miss how she used to call me Nyanginya, Amanyafina. I really don't like getting to October. So October is a very...
And it's also a cancer awareness.
Yeah, it's a very crazy month for me. It reminds me so much about her.
Wow.
But I'm happy. I'm happy that... Is it right to say I'm happy that she rested? Because,
she's in a better place.
Yeah, she's in a better place. It's crazy, but that's life.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I can only imagine your pain and what you've been through. And I know it will be fine. So thank you for having the strength
it will be okay
to share the story. We live to fight another day.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to follow us, kindly do so on our social media platforms. Until next time, take care.